guys doing this morning, huh? You guys excited to be here? Six-Figure Sales Strategies Conference. It's about learning how to do six-figure sales. It's about learning strategies. It's the mindset and the skill set of top performers. And our first speaker is going to be talking to you this morning about this concept called Tier 4 marketing. And it's a language that you might not know as a salesperson, but dealers in the room, managers in the room would know that language. And Paul's going to be sharing with you some of the strategies he's implemented at his dealership called Tier 4 marketing. And I'm going to pass the mic right away to him. And then this morning, the way this is going to go, it's going to be a wonderful conversation. We're going to first visit with Paul Sansone Jr., then we're going to visit with David Booth, two dealer operators who have built a culture in their organization of top performers leveraging self-generation marketing. And that's going to be the theme of today. So without further ado, I'd like everybody to please give a warm welcome all the way from New Jersey, Paul Sansone Jr.
There we go. All the way from New Jersey. All right, well, I got to thank Jonathan for giving me the opportunity to chat with everybody. I want to make sure my slideshow works, and I'm probably not going to stick to it too often. All right, first off, full disclosure, I'm a dealer. I've been in the automobile business my whole life, 30-some-odd years, second-generation car dealer. My son just started in the business, actually just graduated last year and just started in the business. I split from my father's company and got my own dealership around 5 or 6 years ago, and I figured there had to be a better way. I personally grew up on the prospect of building my business on repeats and referrals, and I'm a vendor also. I created a product called the Easy Referral Network. Now, there's nothing easy about the Easy Referral Network because it actually takes work to build a business. There's two things that you're not going to be taught in this room today, and they are nice and desire, and they're two things that you are going to need to be successful in this business. The fact of the matter is, as a dealer, if I have a salesperson that possesses those two qualities, nice and desire, I feel it's incumbent upon me to make them a success. So what I've listed here are some of the industry ills. First off, you're supposed to start off the first guy in the morning. He's either going to get everyone just from the bar the night before. So you got to loosen things up a little bit. Just to let you know, I really know what I'm talking about. I've been running the desk recently, made a complete change at my dealership. And a little quick story. I have this guy that works for me. He's got the worst name in the car business. His name is John Crooks. Can you imagine that? Paging Mr. Crooks to the showroom, Mr. Crooks to the showroom. Well, actually, and everything you would have heard about John Crooks from the Jersey Shore is what it is: tattoos, gold chains, the whole bit. But to his core, the guy's a great guy, great salesman. Had to polish him up a little bit. And the fact of the matter is, he's one of the managers that I brought back to help me do the move to the that I've done at my dealership. So, and he's a pretty seasoned guy, knows how to at least get a customer's name or whatever. So I'm walking by the sales desk, and John Crooks, and I call him John C. I said, I can't call you John Crook. So I walk by the sales desk, and he's a seasoned manager. He says, Jesus Christ, I got Joe Hardass here. The guy won't even give me his name. And sometimes when I go talk to customers, I go in as Paul Sansone, but most of the time as the owner, or most of the time I go in as Paul, one of the managers, because I want my salesman to see how you can get from point A to point B with proper word tracks, etc. But I figured with Joe Hardass, I got to go in with the Paul Sansone, throw a little juice behind it at least. So I walk up to the guy and I say, hi, how you doing? My name is Paul Sansone. The guy barely takes his hand out of his pocket, does shake my hand, but he says, barely takes his hand out of his pocket, tells me his first name only, and he says, why are you making this so difficult? I said, I'm just a little bit confused. And the guy in the John Crooks is standing next to me. He says, I said, I'm a little bit confused. The guy says, well, what is so goddamn confusing? I asked this guy for the best price on this car, what is so goddamn confusing about that? And I said, I just don't know what price to give you. And the guy looks at me. I said, you've already told us that you've been to 5 dealerships. You told us you're going to go to another 5 dealership, and the best price wins. So that means I've got to lie to you more than the 5 dealers you've been to and the 5 dealers you're going to, figure out how to get you back here, how to make money, how to sell your car and get referrals. And I said, and that's a little tough to do, to be honest with you. So the guy is either going to go tell me to go screw or not. I mean, he didn't tell me to go screw. So I said to him, but here's what I will do. Here's a copy of the factory invoice on the vehicle. You know, our general markup is 3% over. You know, on employee pricing is 3% over. Obviously, I'm ad-libbing a little bit. On a $20,000 car, it's $20,600, and that's what I showed the guy. And I said, and obviously, you can validate the numbers with any one of the third-party sites that you've already been to. So the guy, like I said, that's the point where he's going to tell me to go screw or not. He didn't. He said, well, what's my trade worth? So now I know I'm in the game. I said, okay, now I put everything I learned in every training session I've ever been in, I put my training cap on. How long have you owned the trade? If you were going to sell it to a friend, what would you do to get the car reconditioned? Ever been in an accident? The walk around with the car, showing, pointing out all the dents and dings, whatever. And I come back in, I plug it in our whiz-bang computer, and I come up with a trade-in allowance. And I said, okay, here's the price. So I show the guy, here's the selling price, here's the trade-in allowance. So the guy says, in other words, you're going to sell me the car for this, and you're giving me this for my trade, and this plus tax, right? I said, yeah. He goes, that is by far the worst price I've gotten, but the best deal. Thank you very much. Shakes my hand and goes out to the car. Think about that. Verbatim, by far the worst price I've gotten, but the best deal. The guy leaves, goes out in the car. What's closer 101? Go save him another $50. And the guy's sitting out in the car. Literally, I've got the showroom salesman like this. John Crooks elbows me in front of the customer and says, does that mean the guy's buying a car? I said, I don't know. I've never heard it. I said, I don't know. I've never heard it before. True story. Never heard it before. So the guy's out in the car, and it might have been 3 minutes, but felt like an hour. You know, just sitting there. He gets on the phone. He's doing whatever he's doing, and John wants to run out, save him $50, save him $100. I said, look, we're done. Whatever's going on in that guy's head, we're done. Guy walks back in, says, can you give me another $300 for my trade? I said, absolutely, and wrote the deal. I said, but I got to ask you a question. What did you mean by that was by far the worst price and the best deal? He said, here, I have prices $2,000 less than what you showed me because I believed you. I felt comfortable with you. So that's what really selling is all about. And that same closer, John, used to go in on a deal. Again, I keep saying that's a car dealer in me, true story. Like I'm going to tell you all the lies. Anyway, the same closer, same guy, John Crooks, used to go in on deals and say, hey, Jonathan, if I can sell it for you $200 less than the other dealer or sell it to you $300 less, can I earn your business today? I said, you're not a closer when you're trying to save it $200 less. You're a sales manager or a closer when you're selling it $400 more. Amen. That's when you're a manager. Anybody can go less. It's when you provide the value to go more. That's when you become. And this again, and he's the guy. And some of you may have been reading some of my tweets or whatever I would call it, Facebook. I'm not all up on that crap. But the fact of the matter is, this is the same guy, you know, that I put in that nice and desire. Rough exterior, comes to work every day to work, had to clean him up, polish him up, but the two things he was an incredibly nice guy, and he had a boatload of desire, and now he's really going to be my GSM at the store after I demote myself and go back to being a dealer and from the sales manager, because that's what I did. I basically made a wholesale change. So anyway, these are some of the industry concerns. And I think all of you guys are going to understand this. High salesman's turnover, 66% of the salesmen in the industry are turning over every year at a dealership. There is no way we can move forward with that. High cost of advertising, $640 a car is what most dealers spend in what they call their Tier 3 marketing. I'm going to talk about this, obviously. Tier 1 marketing is the manufacturer advertising. You know, Tier 2 is your regional. Tier 3 is me, the dealer, building my brand at my dealership. And Tier 4 is what I'm going to talk about as far as the salesman. Obviously, the lower margins, are we all feeling the heat of the lower margins? Okay. Again, some of this stuff, I have 20 minutes left, I got to go. He's giving me high signs. The fact of the matter is, what I loved about Jonathan when he talked about massive value, I use that term all the time with my salesmen to provide massive value. That's the only way you're going to make money. Oh, just killed arrow, okay. All right, this is what most dealerships look like, Tier 3 marketing. Leads go to a dealership, go to a BDC or a BDC-like business, and then go out to the salesman. You notice we have the lot lizard out there that every dealer complains about? I think we've created this culture at our dealerships by taking salesmen out of the loop instead of keeping them in the loop. Now, another Jonathan Dawson steal, because the fact of the matter is I tried both, having the BDC, having salesmen involved in the BDC and failed, having a salesman not involved in the BDC and failed, and now I've basically, and I was really talking to Jonathan about it, he says, well, if you think about it, for a BDC to work, that mentality, that culture, because it takes someone 30 to 90 to 120 days to make a decision, you know, that type of attitude is more of a farmer. That guy is cultivating business for the future. Where most salesmen have the hunter's mentality, where they have to get today's kill. And obviously there's value in being a farmer, and there's also value in being in the hunter, but generally the two don't mix. And I'm gonna make a little bit of an ad lib, but some of you guys in here, I know Bill, Velko, the guys that I do know, King, are the guys that cross the line, that actually are hunters and farmers. You want the today kill, but you also understand the value of building business for the future. This is where the real success is, right in the middle here. And this is what I'm trying to create by giving salesmen the tools with this Tier 4 marketing concept that they can build their own business. But like I said, you're going to get back to the same two things, nice and desire. If you don't have those two things, you're in the wrong business and you're in the wrong room. But you have that, we're here to help you. This is what we're trying to create. Trying to create a culture and the tools where you understand the value of the today kill, because some guys get so enamored with this social media that they don't understand it's all for a purpose of selling cars. It's like to see myself on video is cool, but the fact of the matter is there's a purpose behind it all. And if you're going to be in the car business, the purpose of it is to sell cars. So again, that's what I'm trying to create, the culture, and that's what we're talking about, a culture that you understand the value of today's business as well as the value of building tomorrow's business. If we're in a dealership, say you're all my salespeople, here's the dealer dilemma. And David Booth just mentioned it this morning about something at his dealership where he was willing to invest in X number of salesmen, and only a few took advantage of his willingness to invest in them. If I'm a dealer and I have whatever this is, 30 salesmen, the problem is I probably only have 10 that really want to work. So the culture that's, if that, to be honest with you, that's probably a high number. It's a high, I'm trying to be nice. We are in a sales meeting, trying to keep everyone pumped up, the positives, all that stuff. But the fact of the matter is, that's the dealer dilemma. That's the dealer dilemma, which is why we avoid the salesman, is because there's not enough of them that are professionals. What started first? I mean, you know, there's not enough of them that are professionals that can move my business, but I think it's a two-way street. There's not enough that we provide those professionals that want to move the business. And I actually got inspired at one of these meetings, seeing Velko, King, and a few other guys, these guys that are in the room. I got inspired, I swear to God, and I said, man, there's really salesmen out there. I mean, guys that understand the value of and can be financially successful in this industry. And it inspired me to actually push my products further to be more valuable to the salesman. So again, here's our mission statement: to provide the technology and training for those salesmen that are willing to work and create a culture of financial success. So now as a dealer and as a vendor, I'm not worrying about trying to get all of you on board. If 5 of you want to be on board, then I'm going to let the 5 grow to 8, grow to 10, grow to 12 until a culture changes. So that's really, again, what I'm trying to do, is change a culture at my store. Again, if we had a choice, it's simple math. I'm an easy guy. Everything I do is keep it simple. I go with the KISS method of management. You know, for me, the number one thing, I pay my salesmen by the ups. What does that mean? I want to get an accurate up count. So if you talk to X number of people a week, you get paid X number of times whatever. I get an accurate up count, I guarantee you. I get a pretty damn good up count because I want every up logged and every up TO'd. So everything for me is very basic. If you had a choice of dealing with first-time buyers or internet leads or repeats, referrals, and customers that come in from networking, how many of you would want to be dealing with first-time buyers or internet leads? Okay. So for me, it was simple. What's the problem here? Again, hard work. It takes work to cultivate and to build a business and to network and do all the things that you have to do. It's easy just to ask the dealer to spend more money. That's what every manager does. Hey, need more advertising, need more advertising. I say, well, I turn the tables a little bit. Even when you get into the virtual world, think about this. There's ups in the showroom and there's virtual ups. Even when you get into so we've all agreed the ups in the showroom, we'd rather deal with repeat referrals and those people that are 50% closers, 50% higher grosses, or 30% higher grosses, whatever the math is. We all agree it's higher. And then the virtual up. If you had a choice of buying a third-party lead or getting an organic lead, which would you prefer? Organic. Third-party leads close, organic leads at my dealership close 4 times higher than third-party leads. So like I said, I'm a simple guy. If I can get more repeats and referrals, if I can build an organic virtual business, and what I did wrong when I started on this whole adventure of being a vendor, what I did wrong is I neglected the virtual side of the business. I thought I could build my business just from repeats, referrals, and networking. You can, but it takes a long time. It takes a long time. So even me as a dealer had to rethink what I was doing. And I said, you know what, and the reason everybody's going to the virtual world because 80-90% of the shoppers are there. So I said, all right, I got to get into the virtual world also because the size is so massive that I'm not growing my business just on repeats and referrals, or I am. My margins went up, CSI went up, all the rankings went up, all that stuff, but not to the level where you're like, wow. And that's really what I'm doing now. So all I'm doing is taking a sliver out of my Tier 3 budget, it's about 3% of my Tier 3 budget, and reallocating it to a Tier 4 budget. What does Tier 4 budget mean? Tier 4 budget means that I am using the power of those salesmen that wish to work to market and brand themselves for the benefit of my business. I provide, again, I don't have time to show you. John, 30 minutes. Tell them next time you need me for an hour. 30 minutes just ain't enough. Anyway, I've developed smartphone technology that you could build your referral network right from a smartphone. And since it's 9 o'clock in New Jersey, actually, if Jonathan is, we're going to multitask here. No. I'm just going to have Jonathan, who's got Bill. Just here, that's all right. Put your name and number in here. Just assume Jonathan sold me a car. I'm a happy customer. Jonathan says, Paul, most of my business comes from repeats and referrals from satisfied customers. Just put first name, last name, and then phone number. Jonathan sold me a car. I'm a happy customer. Jonathan says, Paul, most of my business comes from repeats and referrals from satisfied customers. Do you mind sending me your friends and neighbors? I say, great, boom. He signs me up in the referral network. You got the phone number right? Okay. So anyway, Jonathan asked me to send him friends and neighbors. I agreed right from my smartphone. I run into Bill. Bill says, geez, where'd you get that new Nissan from? I got it from that guy Jonathan over at Sansone. He's a great guy. He is a great guy. Boom, I can send the lead right over to the dealership and create a referral that way. The other thing that I developed was personal websites. So now, if I'm the dealer, this organic marketing or the virtual marketing, if I'm a dealer, again, I want to build the organic. If I have a footprint of my dealership and all of you are my salesmen and you wanted to use your time, energy, and efforts to promote yourself, now this happens to be my son's website, 4 months in the business, he's selling 15 cars a month, making $5-6 grand a month. Knows nothing other than building his business on repeats and referrals, and he knows social media better than I do. A hell of a lot better than I do. So the fact of the matter is, the websites are linked into my dealer's website. And I'm going to caution any dealer. Guys like Bill Stout and guys like Mike, these guys are building their business through their own websites and their own marketing efforts. And some of you guys maybe, Velco I know does. I don't know if you have a website or not. But the fact of the matter is, as a dealer, I want you building your business within my business, because if Bill or Mike have an issue with Johnny Crooks, they can say, you know what, I'm taking my 4,000 people and I'm going down the street. So the fact of the matter is, the dealer should want to invest in this type of marketing strategy to not only invest in you, which is what really I want to do. I want to engage you, I want to invest in you, but also I get in return that it's still my business. I'm the one putting up all the money. That's why most salesmen aren't willing to make that financial commitment to really have a website to do the Facebook ads and all the stuff that I'm doing for my guys, because it takes money to do it. And most salesmen don't, are either uncomfortable making that financial commitment, maybe not the people in this room, but as a general rule, that's the case. So what I've done is now I've got 12 of my 20 salesmen, within the framework, building their own business. These guys, my salesmen, the dealership generated 10,000 unique visitors last month. My salesman generated 4,000, up 2,000 from one month to the next. And what I did with that, think about that. I did none of the picture posting. I didn't do any of the why buy for me. That's their efforts. So one of the downsides of a salesman's day, most salesmen's day, is there's no one coming in the door. I've always got something for my guys to be doing. I don't care if they're posting on their Facebook to people that they know, and again, it links to my dealership's inventory, links to the social medias, whatever. You're always networking. That's why I always say, whatever that show is, Glenn Gary, always be selling, whatever the hell that thing is. The fact of the matter is, you should always be on a stage selling. This allows you to give you a virtual footprint to always be on the stage selling. Everybody you know should know you're in the car business and you sell cars and you're going to take care of them. Everybody you know. Everybody. So now you have the ability with my Tier 4 marketing to do it mobilely or through websites or whatever, and you have the ability through the websites to do it virtually. Some of you younger people in the room, you're already using Facebook already. Just use it for the purposes of selling yourself. And not just, shouting at everyone. So I took it to the next step. I said, okay, I've given them the mobile technology and all this stuff to build their referral networks. I'm doing about 30 deals a month through my referral network. I've given them websites now. And like I said, through their own efforts, collectively, they got to about 2,000 visitors a month. And again, that's growing because the guys now are buying in. Like I said, started out with 2 or 3 people. Now it's up to 12. Now everybody wants their website. My salesmen pay to have they pay a portion of it because I want some buy-in from my salesmen. So I said, all right, what do I have to do next? I started buying Facebook ads. I had my marketing company interview every salesman that had a website. What are your likes, dislikes, male, female, everything. Because that's the beauty of Facebook advertising, is that you can target it to, one guy just wanted to be in a specific area. I have 4 female salesmen at my dealership, which is very unusual, and soon to be 5. But think about the largest networking group in the world is women. So I have 4 women that all, their Facebook posts go to, 5 minutes. Their Facebook posts go to, their Facebook posts, and he thought I was a little sleepy this morning. His Facebook posts go to the female audience. So what the beauty of Facebook is that whoever your network is already likes you. That's why you're in that group. Now, you may not be in his network because he doesn't like you, but that's okay. Who cares about that? The fact of the matter is, it's true. That's the beauty of this type of social marketing, is that you're talking to people that already like what you do. Whether you're a hunter, whether you're a fireman, whether you're a first responder, whether you're this, whether you're that. That's the beauty of doing that. So I invested about $150 to $200 a salesman. So total, including the websites, I invested about $3,000, $3,500 out of a $100,000 budget. So I took about 3%. I didn't spend any more money. Didn't spend a dime more. Didn't spend a dime more and got 50% more leads to my website. Didn't spend a dime more. And 50% more sales February this year versus February last year. Has anyone ever played that drinking game bullshit? You ever know what that is? All right, you all know what that is. I'm from New York, New Jersey. Kings knows what it is. The fact of the matter is, I feel more confident talking about my Tier 4 marketing strategy because it's working at my store. And it's taken me a lot of swings and misses, to be honest with you, to figure out, what is going to work and what's not going to work. But there is no doubt in my mind, and again, some of it's people. Everything that happens good or bad at a dealership starts with people. All the rest of it is just a process from the people. But the fact of the matter is, I have people now that every time a phone rings, they want to pick up the phone. BDC, everything. My BDC closing rate is up 50% also. Same people. It's just the people I surrounded them with are willing to help them when they have that tough customer on the floor. So it's a culture we've created. It's an environment of salesmen building their own business. I'm not kidding. I don't walk through my showroom anymore and say, Adam, are you making your phone calls? What phone calls do you have today? They're just doing it. I'm not going up there and saying, Dave, did you ask Dave for referrals? They're just doing it. It's a culture that's created. But this is why you're not going to make me chug a beer anymore, because it's working at the store, and March is starting out the same way. I mean, to the point, I've actually changed my expectations at the dealership of what I can do. I always told my guys, there's 3 big Nissan dealers around me. I'm a Nissan Kia dealer. I always ranked very well with Kia because it was a newer market, but there were 3 big Nissan dealers all within 15 minutes of me, all doing 150 to 200 cars, and I'm doing 75-ish a month. And I said, look, we're not going to play with the big boys because they've been in business 20 years and they have a bigger owner base and all that crap. I don't even believe it anymore. I'm generating so much traffic through the virtual business and through this type of marketing that I actually feel I can compete with the big boys. So again, it all comes down to sales. Everything that we're talking about, that's why some of these conferences I get glazed eyes, because I'm wondering if the guy up there talking has ever really sold a car or greeted a customer or said hello or been in the trenches like we all have. The fact of the matter is, my Tier 4 marketing is all about empowering the salesman that wants to work to build his business, and I'm building my business through their successes. So I know I didn't really hit any of the slides that I was talking about, but I hope I finished on time. Did I finish on time? Do I have a minute? I have a minute to go. All right. Some of the cool things that we've done, seriously, women salesmen. I have a Women Selling Cars to Women program. If you're a female salesperson, call me. I'll build the website. It is the most engaging thing to have a woman in the car business being able to speak to women. Why try to teach guys, that whatever, men on Mars, women Venus, whatever that? It's true. It's true. Why try to teach a guy how to intuitively know how a woman wants to be sold when a woman can do it just naturally? And it's true. And it started with one female salesperson that gutted it out and stuck through all the BS, and then went to 2, and now it's up to 4. And each one of them sold 17 to 20 cars last month to 3, and we just added our 4th, and there's another one coming. Because it's all about connecting with your audience. So whether I'm a Vets car dealer because I want to connect with first off, I believe in taking care of those that serve our country, to be honest with you. But it's also about a connection. Marginal credit. I have this program for marginal credit. Why? Because who doesn't know someone that's affected by marginal credit, is in the military, or a woman? I wanted my salesman to have a connection. Who walks into my dealership that doesn't know a woman in the military or marginal credit? Everybody. I want my dealership to have a connection with their customers. That's what it's all about. But it's still about the guy or the gal being in front of that person, engaging them, and having that desire and truly caring about that customer. I do not care about making a lot of money selling a car. All I care about, and I don't care if I lose money selling a car, to be honest with you, as long as it was the best deal to be made, and if I don't care if I don't sell a customer a car, as long as they left satisfied that they came to my dealership. And if that's the attitude that I can get into everybody, and that's culture change. And that's where I've taken, some of you have read, I've taken managers. The one guy, John, was with me before, but I've taken 2 other managers, and I had a guy sold a $4,000 warranty. I said, I don't want you to sell a $4,000 warranty. That's great. I'm happy that you sold a $4,000 warranty, and full disclosure, everything else. I'd rather you give him other products. I don't care if you give away $500 of product to build value if you're that good, I'd rather you give product and build value. So I truly do care about my customers. And that's what you as a salesperson have to possess. You have to be the person that really cares about the customer and want to come to work. Velco's read about my 81-year-old uncle, 81-year-old, sold 31 cars last month. 81 years old. Swear to God, 81 years old. First thing he does when he walks in the dealership, he looks at the sales board. Shit, I should have been here last night. Sold some cars. Swear to God, unbelievable. Anyway, you got the idea of what Tier 4 marketing is all about. I could really get into detail, and I am going to be around. So if you really want to talk about it, I'm going to be around today and tonight and whatever. Anyone have? I guess it's not time for questions. We're going to do questions later. Oh, okay. Forget slide, engage, boom, boom. David Boo.
I appreciate it, brother.